Hola, yuppie, every honey. How's everyone doing this evening? Hello, hello. Good evening. Let me just get a bit closer to the mic. And we're good to go for now. Opa. I just want to check one thing, and that is desktop audio is fine like this. Okay. And here we go. We have the desktop audio. Good. I think we are good on time. I had pretty much everything already set up before I went live. I'm pretty sure I forgot something. Just watch. Just you watch. That during the stream eventually I'll realize, hold the heck up. Hold the hecking heck up. And here we are. Okay. Here we go. So, I have everything set up, and what will Erika do this time? First of all, hello Umineko, how you doing? Good to see you here. And hello Tsuki, hello, happy time zone indeed. How you doing? How you doing? Okay, let me just get everything set up here. We have the game here, and we... let me know if the game's audio is fine. I think it is. It sounds fine-ish. So, it's been a while since I last streamed, although it doesn't feel as long. Wait. Wait. I was meant to hit... Oops. I was meant to hit episode 6. No. Don't start from the beginning. No. We don't have time to read everything from the beginning. Holy shit. Yeah, it's great sound effects. Yeah, it's great. I know this is going to happen later. Stop. Load. Whew, thank fuck. Nice save. Okay, so where were we? Last time who killed Canon, Shannon, and Beato got to delete their respective person of wish for their love trial, and Butler got over his man tantrum. I mean, he's very understandable man tantrum. I would be tantruming even harder than him if Beato died on me, so relatable, very relatable. But he made amends, and now accepted our current very moe Beato, and now they are playing the game together to an extent. And all the women are dead, so we have all the adult dads are alive. The only women who are alive are, I think, the kids, more like the children of the adults, and I believe Shannon and Kumasawa. Otherwise, oh yeah, and Erika, sorry. And otherwise, it's an all-man crew, plus Erika, and we wonder what she's up to. I only know Battler killed him. Battler killed Battler, and that's kind of a funny image for me. Although I can imagine there's a sense of tragedy behind it, so yeah, we left off with Erika being like, okay, I'm gonna check up the rooms, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the recap, so let's continue for now.
かつては魔女側になんて有利なゲームだろうと思ってた。だがいざ魔女側になってみるととんでもないな。こいつはまるで樽にナイフを刺してくるパーティーゲームみたいなもんだ。
From the perspective of the human side, it feels like trying to shoot at the target hidden by mist. But from the witch's viewpoint, a stray shot might hit and become fatal.
そんなゲームをかつての私は何度も繰り返していたんですね。
ああ、まるでロシアンルーレットだ。それでもお前はいつか俺が気づくと信じてゲームを限界まで繰り返してくれた。
私が聞くのも厚かましいですが、一体バトラさんは何に気づかれたのですか？かつての私とのゲームの最後の最後で。
It was a strange question. Even though in the past Beato had always been the one posing it to Battler, now that Battler had figured it out, Beato was the one asking it to him. Hey yo Yuppie, hi chat, hi Sorry, I twisted my tongue. Hi Komamaro, how you doing? Good to see you.
かつてはお前だけが覚えていて、俺だけが忘れていた。しかし今度は逆だ。俺だけが覚えていて、お前
不愉快でなければ教えていただけませんか？
教えるのはたやすい。でも教えたくない。意地悪のつもりはないんだ。ただ俺もわずかに奇跡を信じ。
奇跡
Yes, this was the single miraculous seed that Battler had left behind. If Beato could remember a certain something without being told, that would prove that Beato had truly revived. So he wouldn't tell her. It was Battler's final seed, which existed because he couldn't abandon his hopes for Beato's revival.
バトラさんが話せないことなら私も聞きません。不愉快な思いをさせてしまったならどうかお許しください。
気にすんな。俺が未練がましいだけだ。
Good to see you too, although I'm just dropping by for a short while by today. That's completely fine, don't worry. Don't worry. A short while is just, makes me just as glad. As she watched that sad smile, Beato's chest tightened. He was looking at her and seeing the old her. Yes, I must become my former self, for his sake. My older sister who gets burned by spiderwebs and I who don't must become one. Surely it's more useful to him if I go on a journey to find myself now, than if I simply watch over his game. Also, she's leaving after all.
勝てそうですか？
勝てるつもりでいるさ。勝って。ベアトの望み通り、この永遠の拷問を終わらせる。
終わったら世界はどうなるのでしょう？
That's a good question. What will happen?
さあな。どうなるんだろうな。ただ、それを俺たちは望んだんだ。だから、どんな結果が訪れようとも、それを受け入れるつもりだ。
私はどうなるのでしょう？
What will happen to me? Good question. What would happen to Beato? I've got 4 more hours of meeting today, so I'd much rather be here. Oh no! 4 hours of meeting, that's brutal. That's brutal. I hope you're able to clock out from them or like be able to shut off your brain for the majority of them, but still 4 hours of meetings is exhausting. Jesus Christ, my condolences. Beato was uncertain. Even she was probably no more than a piece in this game. If the game ended, then would she, one who had been born out of that game's rules, disappear? That's a good question. Will she stay or will she disappear?
だが俺はもう魔法を完全に理解している。だからお前をゲーム版の外へ連れ出せる。それがお前の望みだったはずだ。
He can see with love, you see.
私の望み？
それ以上は内緒だ。
The rest is a secret.
お前がそれらを自力で思い出してくれる奇跡を。
Okay, fair enough. We'll wait. We, the audience, will wait too. After smiling bitterly for just a second, Battler laughed and told her not to worry. Apparently, it was best if she avoided talking to Battler about her previous self.
じゃあ、俺はちょっと対戦相手殿の様子を見てくる。あのバカが 次はどんなへりくつを言い出すか楽しみだぜ。
かつてのバトラさんもそれにかけてはなかなかでしたよ。私としましては第2のゲームの第1の番に対する小型爆弾を飲ませて殺したが最高傑作。
うわっ、それは俺の黒歴史最高傑作だ。早めに忘れてくれ。
Well, the small bombs is something we will never forget. When oh god, small bombs, a classic. Well, Battler, the internet and us never forget.
はい、そのように努めます。
Beato became a cloud of cold butterflies and disappeared into the darkness. Beato kept bowing until he disappeared completely. To fill in his place, a single gold butterfly appeared and became Beato the Elder.
呼んだか、我が妹よ。
はい、あなたのことをもっと知りたいんです。そして本当の私がどんな存在だったのか知りたい、至りたいんです。
無論、わらわも未来の自分を知りたい。そのために、わらわたちは互いのすべてを打ち明け合ったはず。
There has to be more.
しかし、一向にわらわたちは一つとならぬ。
Yet.
どうやれば一なる自分となれるのか理解ができぬ。
どうやれば私たちは一つに。
わらわはゼパルとフルフルの試練に期待している。
勝者に与えるという魔法の奇跡のことですね。
I think this will be the key.
その魔法の奇跡
The key that unlocks the miracle.
一なる自分となれることではないだろうか。わらわは本来の姿に至れる。そなたはそれを望むバトラの期待に応えられる。
Small? Yeah,
バ
small!
トラも万々歳で、ほう、三方丸く収まるというものだ。
やはりこれは試練なのですね。
他の二組に負けるわけにはいかんということだな。
ジョージさんとシャノンさん、ジェシカさんとカノンさん、彼らを踏みにじってしか私は幸せをつかみ取れない。
条件は同じだ。他の誰かが恋を成就させれば、そなたを含めた二組が踏みにじられる。
It's kill or be killed, basically.
なぜこんなにいびつな天秤なのでしょう。
I would say you're all pretty even.
いびつとは？
恋は得るものと得られないものがいる。
Ah, okay.
ならばそれらが天秤の両端に並ぶことは理解できます。しかし私たちの試練の天秤は3つの皿が並び、1人の勝利のために2人が敗北するというひどくいびつなものです。
さあな、恋の価値とは二組の恋の破綻と同じ価値があるとでも言うのかもしれぬな。
It to be like that, yes. As we've seen with other pairs.
敗者のことを考えるより、バトラの期待に応えたいという気持ちを優先できぬようでは、拾える勝利などないぞ。
Like, I'm not sure if Kiri is a good example for this, but we know at least that she cursed Asumu so much that she even said she was going to kill Asumu by her own hands. And the only difference was that the miracle did the killing for her, basically. And I guarantee she would do the same to other women who ruled Rudolph. I mean, in the same way Asumu did. Like, the other one, she's like, yeah, whatever. But if there was an Asumu too, she would have done the same.
私も譲れません。他の皆さんには本当に申し訳ないですが、みんな恨みっこなしです。
If I do lose, I'll give my strongest blessings to whichever of the lovers win. So I'll fight with all my heart and soul, so that I have no lingering regrets. And I'll win with that miracle of magic. Let's go. When will we get our 3-on-1, sorry, 3 free for all? I hope it's a 3 free for all. Or is it gonna be like a bracket?
まずは小手調べでした。バトラもなかなか張り切っているようです。
She had just come back from a fierce fight with Battler, where she had gathered information by making demands for the red text. It was the old familiar kind of fight, reminiscent of when the red text had first appeared, or when use of the blue text was first permitted.
得られた成果は？まず、密室を構築したのはいずれも犠牲者たち本人でした。そして、それをクラウスたちが破るまでの間、その密室は完全に維持されていました。さらにその間、外部からいかなる方法でも干渉ができないことを確認しました。
Erika reported this proudly as though it had been a great battle, but Brunkenstein looked bored as she listened. Uh-oh, after looking at her blankly for a second, Ramba Delta spoke her opinions frankly.
ちょっと待ちなさいよ。それってつまり、密室殺人は完璧ってだけの話じゃないの？
Whoops. Whoopsie daisies! You helped Battler, I guess. The victims had sealed the closed room themselves, and the closed rooms had been preserved until Kraus and the others broke them open. And no one had been inside the closed rooms except for the victims. And Kraus's group, the one who had broken the rooms open, were not the culprits. In this way, she had managed to win several little red truths like these. Normally, simply collecting such vital information would have been enough. However, the Master Witch, tired with boredom, had expected a much more flashy argument-winning victory instead of this bland result. Well...
しかしながら、私は今回探偵権限を持たないので、検視を誤認する可能性がありました。
Oh no! We're falling back to the detective's authority. Like the potentially that she would pick that as an excuse.
仮死状態を生み出す薬などで私の検視を欺いたと仮定して、その。
Uh-oh. Yeah, that doesn't look good.
違います。例えばインシュリンとか基地の薬物でも一時的に仮死状態を作ることは不可能ではありません。
Sorry, Puyo Puyo.
バトラからは赤き真実による反論はありませんでした。
Okay.
つまりは私の青き真実が通ったということです。まずは勝利かと。
You don't sound confident though. To sum up Erika's report, all she had done was listen to the red truths Battler had wanted her to hear. Only the information Battler had wanted out there had been shown, and she hadn't been able to strike at any weak points. She was like a kid who had gone out shopping, then forgotten her job and only bought candy. However, this was all the players on the human side could do. Without the detective proclamation, she could only fight by collecting dual bits of information like that. However, her master had been expecting more than that sort of dual fight. Well, so she had tried to give a report energetically to make it seem as though they were in a superior position. But no matter how much she tried, the cold expression of her master remained merciless.
青き真実が通った。バカバカしくて切り返さなかっただけでしょ。自称名探偵が大した推理だこと。私なりには。慎重に検視を行ったつもりです。
That's not enough though.
探偵権限がないので、それで何よ。あんたが自分で探偵宣言を放棄したんでしょ。前回の汚名を返上するためにレートを上げたいとか言い出して。それは
何？探偵権限がないとバトラには勝てないってそういうの？
そんなことはありません。あのような無能探偵権限などなくても簡単に勝てます。ただこれまでと戦い方がちょっとだけ違ってまだ慣れないだけで。
As far as humans go, Erika was quite talented. Her knowledge and powers of memory and insight were ahead of the pack, and it was likely that no human was more well suited as a detective than her. However, no matter how much of an advantage she might have had over other people, that didn't matter in the witch's game. In the witch's game, it's either 0 or 100. In other words, everything is either the red truth or it isn't. If a normal human was worth a 10, her exceptional power would probably rate at 99. However, it could never be 100. Since it wasn't 100, it couldn't be absolutely certain, so it didn't count as red truth. For example, the examination of the corpses that Erika had worried over in the fight just now, if she had performed it with the detective's authority, she could have said that with 100% certainty whether they were alive or dead. However, without the detective's proclamation, it was 99%. There was a 1% chance that she'd made a mistake and that overturned the foundation of the examination. Erika had gained the detective's authority and had become the Witch of Truth because Bernkastel had supplemented her talent of 99 with an additional 1. Simply because Bernkastel wouldn't give her that 1, in the world of witches, Erika's 99 was treated exactly the same as 0. She couldn't even use her great assistant Dranor without a power of 100. When working under an Erika who had lost the detective's authority, Dranor's red long sword lost its power. Dranor was also irritated she couldn't provide full assistance. She had tried several times to convince Erika to use the detective proclamation, but Erika had stubbornly refused each time. Well, you dug your own grave, girl. You dug your own grave.
しちゃえばいいじゃない。探偵宣言。そうすればあんたも100人力。ドラノールも赤いたちとノックス実会でバッサバサじゃない。
したければすれば。
There was no need for anyone to explain. By now it was clear that Erika hadn't abandoned the detective proclamation by her own will.
前回のゲームでバトラが真相にたどり着いた時点でもはやこのゲームは終わりだったのよ。今回のゲームは実は第6のゲームじゃない。バトラがゲームマスターとして記念に最後に執り行うフィナーレのゲームなのよ。もう決着は前回ついている。
Was it? Are you sure?
まあ、そういうことよね。無限にゲームが続かなくなり、私とベルンの賭けは私の負け。今回バトラがゲームの真相に至ったことを証明して、ベアとのゲームは見事打ち破られて人間側の大勝利。そしてベルンも大勝利のはずなのに、なぜか不服なのよね。
ええ、不服よ。こんなつまらない勝利私は望んでないの。
ベルンが望む勝利はベアとのゲーム版を徹底的に引き裂き、ベアとのみすぼらしい正体を暴いて徹底的に泥を舐めさせて踏みだからバトラのこの勝利はちょっと違うのよね。
Well, sometimes things don't work out as planned.
愛だの約束だの静かにゲームを終わらせて安らかに眠らせる。そんなゲロ臭い終わり方誰が望んだってのよ。私はね、そんな終わり方のためにバトラに助言を与えたわけじゃないのよ。
She's like, I didn't give you all that help so that you could become soft.
妹を背中でひき肉にしてやったわ。両親や親族を何度も何度もむごたらしく殺させてやったわ。それは全てベアトに対し怒りの復讐をかきたてるためよ。
Welp.
それならこの終わり方は何？
This is what happens when you just don't watch the majority, I guess. Did you not watch their interactions?
とんでもない。バトラは私もあんたも喜ばせない勝利を手にしたわ。私はね、ベアトリーチェがズタズタのボロボロに引き裂かれるところが見たくて、はるばるこんな辺境までやってきて、気の遠くなる退屈な時間に耐えてここにいたのよ。こんな腐りかけのヨーグルトみたいなかけらをすすらされるためじゃない。
A rotten yogurt fragment. That is it. That is a way to describe it.
ああ、ご立腹の顔も素敵だわ、ベルン。なるほどね。それでせめて最後くらい口直しが欲しかったわけね。
前回のゲームでドジを踏んだこのバカゴマのせいだわ。お前のせいで 数百年ぶりに楽しめそうなゲーム版が全て台無しよ。
Oh
ク
boy.
ズ、ゴミ、カス。
Oh boy, that doesn't look
申し訳
good.
ありません、我が主。
Welp. Having Burn as a master is hard. I love how Lamba Delta is watching Burn throw a tantrum and go into a fit of rage, and she's like, "I'm so gay. I love her.
勝利を捧げますから。
More power to her.
どうかお許しください。
I appreciate the girlfriends very much."
前回探偵権限まで使って勝てなかったあんたがどうしてゲームマスターにまで至ったバトルに探偵権限があったってあんたに勝ち目なんかないのよ。ならいっそいらないじゃない。
それは確かにもともと勝てないんじゃ探偵権限はいらないわね。より確実に負けるだけだけど。
だからこそより最悪な状況でそれこそ私にふさわしい奇跡だわ。そこまでして初めて私はあんたを許せる。はい、
No love spared.
必ずその奇跡をお目にかけてみせます。
で切るわけねえだろゲロカス。
Jeez. Stop. She's already dead. She's already dead.
あんたにできるのは最悪のゲームに最悪の罰ゲーム、さらに探偵宣言という唯一の武器まで取り上げられてとことんまで惨めを晒して、それでもなお腹を見せながら私にじゃれついてこびてみせて私を笑わせることだけよゲロカス。
Stop. She's already dead.
楽しそうだな。
Oh, Battler is coming to her defense, is he?
お邪魔だったか？
Gold butterflies gathered in the darkness and took the shape of Battler. Though he had just arrived, he seemed to know what the mood was, that the mood was dark.
あらバトラー、第一の場拝見させてもらったわ。なかなかの密室じゃない。あなたきっとベアトより才能あるわ。
ベアトが過去に作った密室を焼き直しただけだ。
Man, Burns' voice actress, the way she added so much venom in that sentence was pretty nice. I love Umineko voice acting, Jesus. All-star cast, seriously.
その褒め言葉はベアトに対するものとして受け取っておく。
He gives credit!
まず
Amazing!
だったみたいじゃない。
This is based.
連続殺人は順調にいっちゃいそう。
さあな、俺の役目は連続殺人を遂行することじゃない。その過程で貴様らに魔法以外では不可能な密室を提示して魔女側として勝利を収め、俺がこのゲームを完全に理解したことを証明することだ。いや、もう一つあるな。
何？
前回互角の死闘を演じたエリカとの決着をつけるためさ。
バトラ互角。
Birkenstock noticeably grimaced. Erika averted her eyes and hung her head timidly.
お前の言い分は分かってる。あんなのは引き分けじゃない。勝てて当然だから、あれは負けも同然だと、そう言いたいんだよ。
あらやだ。盗み聞きなんて性格悪いわよ。
鏡見ろ。お前らの顔に書いてある。
嘘。どこによ。何よそれ。バカには見えないマジックで書いてあるとか言ったら殺す超殺す。
Oh my god. Ramba Delta, I love her so much. Ramba Delta pulled the mirror out of thin air, then looked at it and jumped around angrily. She was apparently pretending to be stupid in her own special way, and in her own special, lovable way. I love Ramba so much.
エリカ、
What's up?
何ですか。
前回のお前とドラノールの赤と青の猛攻、 見事だったぜ。
Well, at least someone is giving her a compliment.
どうも。
I think she hates it though.
今回はドラノールはどうした？
I think she's like, I don't want to hear it from you.
お前一人なのか？
いいえ、
No, in all
ここに控
caps.
えております。
I have been waiting here. Tranor had been just standing around in reserve, hiding her presence in the dark shadows.
まあ、赤木たちが使えないドラノールなんて役立たずのただのゲロカス。
Don't take your frustration out on her. Tranor is
い
wholesome.
ても役に立たないので引っ込めてますが。
Rude.
今の私にできるのはエリカ教の推理の初期。
Oh my god, I hate when this happens. When I open the window and my door just starts going like, "Roo, roo, roo, roo." And I'm like, just stay the way you are, you stupid door.
どうしてお前も共に戦わない？
So Dranor is Erika's handy tape recorder.
なぜあの赤い太刀が使えない？エリカの推理とお前の太刀、それらが組み合わさってこそのあの強さだったはず。
Dranor didn't answer. She just glanced at Murkensel's expression for an instant. However, that glance was the same as a clear answer to Battler now. Battler fully recognized the situation. It's Burn being petty.
お前か。エリカに探偵宣言をしないように言ったのは。
あら、何のこと？
これは俺とエリカの戦いだ。
I love the way he's like, you did this, didn't you? Told her not to use it, didn't you? And she's like, well, so receipts? Do you have the receipts, the
俺た
screenshots?
ちは全力で戦う。だから勝ちも負けも受け入れられる。貴様のような黒幕は不要だ。
黒幕なんてひどいわね。私はただの退屈しのぎの感激者じゃない。
感激者ってのは客席で静かに見てるやつのことだ。お前のように舞台にヤジを飛ばし出演者を脅迫したり操ったりするようなやつのことを言わない。
マナーのない客で申し訳ないわね。あんたは知らないだろうけど、私はこの芝居を見るためにすでに高い入館料を払ってるのよ。
She has a VIP
悪い
seat.
けど、それに見合う分勝手に楽しませてもらうわ。
進行を邪魔するならゲームマスター権限でお前をこのゲーム上から追放することもできるんだぜ。
Oh shit, he can just ban her? He's like, stop or I'll ban you.
したければどうぞ。私を追放するならエリカは私の駒だから持って帰るわ。今回のゲームはお流れで、あんたは真相に至ったことを証明できなくなる。感激者は観測者、観測者なき真実は幻想と同じ。あんたはベアとのゲームを終えるために感激者という立ち会い人を欠かせないのよ。
Well, he has Lambda.
俺たちの真実は俺たちだけで通用すればいい。これ以上邪魔をするなら有無を言わさず追放する。そして次の暇つぶしが見つかるまで何百年も退屈にのたうち回るといいぜ。
じゃあそうすれば。エリカ、ゲームはおしまいよ。ご苦労様。敗北の汚名を返上できなかったんだから、あんたは約束通り最悪のかけらにぶち込んで、忘却の深淵に空っぽのポップコーンのバケツと一緒に放り込んであげる。
Welp.
我が主、
Well, that
必ず
sucks.
勝利しますから、勝利できますから。ですからどうか最後までバトラと戦わせてください。このまま負けで忘却の深淵なんて。
I wonder if this death of Oblivion is like a fate worse than death or just death. I do wonder.
私は最後まであんたの戦いを見てあげたいけれど、バトラが追放だって言うし。ねえ、どうするラムダ。
まあまあ、ベ らも前回のゲームからずっとイラついてるのはわかるけど、ちょっと落ち着きなさいよ。
I love how even Lambda's like, maybe you can chill a little.
バトラもあんまりベルンを煽らないで。この子たまに自分でも感情がコントロールできなくなるのよ。
We see it very well.
うるさいわね。誰が感情をコントロールできないのよ。
You? You? Look at you! Bernkastel had never showed any expressions at all at one point in time, was now twisting her face into all kinds of displeased and ugly shapes. When Ramba Delta made fun of that, Bernkastel clicked her tongue and looked away. As they say, nothing can stop poison but poison. Apparently, Ramba Delta was the only one who could rein Bernkastel in, as we... yeah.
エリカはバトラと戦って汚名を返上して、ベルンのご機嫌が取りたいんでしょ？はい。バトラは真実に至ったことを証明する最後のゲームを。
I love the lesbians. Yes, same. Who doesn't love the lesbians?
きっちり綺麗に終えたいわけでしょ？
そうだ。これは俺とエリカの一騎打ちだ。俺の邪魔だけじゃない。エリカに対する邪魔も俺は許さない。
バトラ。二人に戦う意志があるならそれを尊重するべきだわ。ベルンは私に任せて。不機嫌になったあの子をなだめられるのは世界で私だけだから。
Look at her, I love
お
her.
前もあいつの同類ではあるが、まだ話が通じるな。
Ramba Delta can be a bully, and the question arcs make her look like a very big bully, but I frankly think that she is way more tolerable. Okay.
あんまり私を舐めないで。
Don't make me eat my
私
words.
はベルンの歪む顔が好きなの。それを見せてくれるあんたのゲームを気に入ってるだけ。扱いやすい相手なんて思ってると大やけどじゃ済まないわよ。
Okay, fair. I'll eat my words. Sorry. Anyway, I love her.
ドラノールが赤木たちを使えないのは探偵宣言がないからよ。エリカがそれを出せばすぐにもあの力を取り戻すわね。
はい、その時はご容赦を。
エリカ、
なんです。
探偵宣言を出せ。
嫌です。
Her
今の
pride
俺
won't
に
let her.
探偵権限なしで本気で勝てると思ってるのか。
勝てますとも。
バトラ教、エリカ教もまた駒です。主の命には背けません。できるのは許された力を全うし視力を尽くすだけ。
Man, she is basically playing in nightmare mode.
ドラノールの力は探偵宣言がないと全くダメなのか。
石剣は抜刀に許可が必要です。
Then can she use a blue key?
その申請条件の一つが探偵宣言です。
探偵宣言以外にその許可を得る方法はないのか。
あんた何を言ってるんですか。私に情けをかけるつもりなら大きなお世話です。
黙れ。お前一人じゃ手応えがなさすぎて退屈なんだ。
Holy shit! Oh my god!
探偵でない探偵は黙ってろ。
Everybody's bullying Erika. I mean, I would do the same, but damn.
石剣は赤き真実と限りなく近い
A bit overkill.
存在です。真実が与えられればその件についてのみ抜刀が許されます。
真実とは
Hard evidence, I guess.
例えばですが、エリカ教のガムテープの封印です。
So it's hard evidence.
ああ、あれか。
あの封印はすでにベルンカステル教によって赤き真実と同等の価値がある。よって封印に関わる真実に限っては石剣の抜刀が許されます。
前回散々苦しめられたからな。今回は粘着力のあるガムテープをゲーム版から全て取り除かせている。
Hiruven, patch notes. All packaging tape has been nerfed as of this patch.
見事な一手です。
エリカは探偵と名乗ることに
Tape, the strongest weapon, clearly.
はい。謎を無責任に暴くだけが目的 とはいえ、彼女には誇りです。
I mean, she can do the same as Eva, right? With the paper receipts. Although I think it was proven somewhere that the receipt isn't as strong as a paper tape. So
それが宣言できないってのはかなり悔しいことだね。
don't tell me you're going to patch notes a new packaging tape.
それを
Don't
トイレ
tell
に
me.
語ることはできません。
Beato took a deep breath, then hung his head and thought for a time. Erika was his enemy, but she was the player on the human side, and without her there would be no game. It hadn't been the same with the old Beato. Beato had one-sidedly viewed Beato as an enemy. However, though Beato had thought of him as her opponent, she hadn't considered him an enemy on a personal level. In accordance with the rules, I must fight my rival ruthlessly. However, that doesn't mean I need to hate Erika herself. I won't misunderstand Beato's game.
エリカ、探偵宣言を出さないのはお前の勝手だ。だから、お前はお前の人間としての力だけで
最初からその覚悟です。
しかし、お前には優秀な仲間がいる。ドラノールに、ガートルード、コーネリア。お前は一人じゃない。仲間がいる。
頼りたくても何の力もないゲロカスの役立たずですが。
You must learn to harness the power of friendship. Only that way you will find a way to
ドラノール、
win.
かつての俺がワルギリアやロノウェに支えられたように、エリカにもまた支えがいる。人間側が辛いことは俺も何度も経験してよく知ってる。
はい、持てる力の限りで補佐します。
近景了解。
近景職務であると知りたまえ。
赤き真実も使えないくせに。
And
エリカ、お前でなく
he couldn't either.
この仲間たちに力を与える。
はあ？何の真似ですか？お前の情けなんて死んでも受けません。
ドラノール、ガートルード、コーネリアで3人。
What about them?
エリカ、お前に例のガムテープの封印を3部屋分許す。
Okay. To fully seal one room, multiple seals would be needed to cover all the doors and windows. If he had said 3 seals, it would only have been possible to fully seal one room at best. So Beato was generous and limited by room instead of by seal.
バトラ教。
この封印には赤き真実と同じ効果があることを俺もゲームマスターとして認める。
I low-key have the feeling this is going to shoot him in the knee.
そうすればそれを根拠とする戦いではお前もあの赤いタッチを振り回せるようになるはずだ。
Because he's planned these murders without the tape in mind. And if Erika puts a tape in a place in which could potentially break the
そうだ
game,
な。
right?
はい。
I feel like this is the thing that will shoot himself into the foot.
探偵未
But
満の
that's
エリ
just
カ
a
に勝っ
hunch
ても
from me.
こんなの勝利じゃねえ。エリカがレートを上げるなら俺にだって上げる権利があるはずだぜ。
おっとくまえ。よかったじゃないエリカ。これで探偵宣言を出して主の機嫌を損ねずに多少はあんたも赤が使えるようになったわ。
後悔しますよ。この3回の封印がきっとあなたを殺しますから。
Yeah, I kind of feel like you will believe this. I would believe it.
恋
It's Erika after all.
殺しに。
Though it was only for 3 rooms, it was a red truth that Erika had desperately wanted. Now she finally had enough leeway to fight as she pleased. She ground her teeth at being pitied by Blatter, not Blatter, sorry, by Battler, but her tears were not those of shame.
了解です。3部屋分の封印のガムテープを受領いたします。その受領ですが、 エリカ卿がミセス熊沢から粘着力なきガムテープを受領した時点に遡っての受領でよろしいですか？
Erika had borrowed packaging tape from Kumasawa to make seals with. However, Beato had made it so that those weren't sticky. If you ruled that there had never been any problems with the stickiness of that packaging tape, the transition could be made smoothly.
ああ、いいだろう。
No, you don't want to backroll things. No.
物語を書き直す。
No, do not patch
初日の
shit.
深夜にエリカが熊沢さんからもらったガムテープは封印可能な粘着力を持っていたが3部屋分しかない。残りわずかなものだった。これを今から適用する。
I don't feel like this was a smart decision. I don't know about this,
了解
Chief.
しました。エリカ卿も遡り、第一の晩発覚以前の段階からその権利の行使が可能だったものとして行動の修正を行います。
Yeah, see,
ゲ
this
ーム
is
進
what
行に
I...
抵触する部分が発生し次第、ゲームマスターにご報告申し上げます。
事件がどの部屋で起こったかを知ってからの遡りか。
Yeah, see,
か
this
な
is...
り有利な話だな。
Yeah.
無駄な部屋を封印しなくて済むんだから。
ゲームマスターになったら随分とおごるようになったのね。
You will regret
楽
it.
しいでしょ。無様な対戦相手に施しをするのは。
黙れ。そして勘違いするな。これはおごりでも甘やかしでもない。
Yes, you are.
これを武器に本気で来い。
I would have been like, okay, fine, and then been like, yeah, there's packaging tape in X room for you to get, like, the gardening shed, and then Erika could have gone there and problem solved, right? But since he backrolled everything, I'm like, my guy, backrolling stuff you planned is bound to give you a glitch or a problem. I know this as someone who has programmed in a visual novel before, made a visual novel prototype before. Backrolling flags, ooh, baby, you run into some problems. If you don't do it properly, that is. Beato made to leave the room with a flick of his cape. As he did, he thought he heard Erika let out a strained voice calling him to a stop.
なんだ。用がないなら行く。ドラノールとよく相談しろ。あのムカつく魔女どもには何を言われても耳を貸すな。このゲーム版の上にいる限り、あいつらに好き勝手はさせない。
ありがとう。
Oh, okay. She said thank you.
ありがとう。私本気で戦います。全力で戦いますから。だから絶対お前をやっつけますから。だからもしも私に勝つときは叩き潰してください。お願いだから塵一つ。
Give her a quick death.
わかった。だからお前も俺に手加減するな。これは最後のゲームなんだ。俺がベアトに真実に至ったことを証明するための。俺たちの勝敗はもはやそれを左右しない。だからこれは純粋に公敵手と認めたお前と決着をつけたいという気持ちな。ゲームの上では敵として全てを疑え。だがプレイヤー同士としては信頼しろ。それがゲームのマナーだ。
はい、ありがとう。ありがとう。
Beato melted into the darkness, became a cloud of cold butterflies, and vanished. Erika remained behind, sobbing. Excuse me, there are 2 episodes. Exactly, PlayonLoop. First of all, there's that, and secondly... Kidding. Of course! Of course she's just kidding. Was that bait? Was that bait?
ちょろいもんです。まんまと引っかかって私にガムテープを渡しましたね。
Oh no, it was bait!
フルダエリカにガムテープを
I have the packaging tape! I am unstoppable now! It was hard to imagine that the person had been sobbing pathetically and this person now were the same. That's how vile her face contorted to be. Yeah, The two witches were also cackling with ugly smiles.
わかるわ。ゲームマスターになるとね、つい神になった気がしておごり高ぶっちゃうのよね。
Well, Lambda was a game master before, right?
ラムダの時もそうだったわね。歩く死体なんてバカなミスを放置するから負けるのよ。バカなゲームマスター、バカなミス、バカなおごりにバカな敗北、バカバトラ、バカばっか。
Well?
バカな敗北、バカバトラ、バカばっか。なんだか語呂がいいです。さすが我が主です。バカバトラ、バカばっか、バカバトラ、バカばっか。
バカバトラのやつ、本気でエリカが不利だと思ってるなら本当にご愁傷様だわ。バカを殺すのに必要なのは探偵宣言じゃない。
豆腐の角、絹ごしですね。
それにコチュジャンを乗せれば
the question is, were all three of them planning this? The three giggled together. It had been an act to get the packaging tape for the seals from Battler. Even though the packaging tape had tormented him so much in the last game, was unusable in this one. He had fallen for Erika's act, and she had gotten what she wanted, though just 3 rooms worth. The illusion that Erika had an overwhelming disadvantage was just an act. A trap to trick Battler and make him hand over the packaging tape.
これで完璧にバトラを殺せます。
Oh boy, you got jebaited!
とっくにネタは割れてるんですから。完璧な密室？バーカ！私が本当に完璧な密室ってやつを見せて差し上げますから。そのためのとどめの武器を自ら進呈してくれるなんて嬉しくて涙が出ます。我が主、そしてラムダデルタ卿、お芝居へのご協力誠にありがとうございます。
Oh my god! They were all playing together.
面白かったわ。例には及ばないわよ。
演技じゃないしね。
It wasn't. Bernkastel said something that was probably disturbing, but in her good mood, Erika didn't care a bit. That putting 4 brains moron, thinking he's done something so noble. I'll make you regret it. Yeah, I think Bern was honest to a degree with what she was saying.
さて、この封印ゆっくりと使わせてもらいましょう。ドラノールもお手柄でした。あんたバトラに信頼されてるみたいだから、あんたが言うとコロッと引っかかってくれますね。
But did she lie?
まさか両親が痛むとか言い出しませんよね。
Is it?
殺人人形の分際で。いいえ。
Dana looked at Erika in a slightly lonely way. Then after shaking her head slightly, her gaze turned hard and she looked at the darkness Battle had disappeared into.
手加減なしの真剣勝負と分かっているはずな愚かなバトラ卿。これは間違いなくあなたのおごりです。ミスターバトラ。これは命取りです。
Yeah, yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Got. Yeah, Millennium Master, hello, good evening. I hope you're doing well. Oh boy. But why is Battle like this? But to be honest, I got a little bit debated too. I got debated as well. I mean, when I him giving tape later, I would have been like, yeah, okay, we can let that live, even though it was still deadly. Be like, oh, let's backroll it before the murders happen. I'm like, no. As someone who has worked in programming, at least has made a visual novel prototype before and knows about backrolling changes, I'm like, no, don't do that. When you do that, you need to rewrite the code to a specific degree. At least if you do, like, say if you have MP, right, and you have your prototype or at least a whole scene or a later scene all written out, but then you decide to add an additional else if flag or another kind of flag in between, and you might mess up your flags that way if you don't adjust the later else ifs to the newer flags, right? I ran into a shit ton of errors when I was making a visual novel prototype for my finals and my first college studying. Like, my graduation project was writing and finishing a visual novel prototype. It's not one I'm comfortable like putting in public for others to play because the writing has aged really badly, and the artwork, I mean, it's not like problematic or something, I suppose, but it's very cringe and very badly written, and the artwork is also super old. So you'll have to see my own visual novel writings at another time. I am working in my own projects again, and I hope I manage to publish a visual novel within this year still, or like a small story. That said, from experience, I know rollbacking changes like this is bound to give you errors, and I feel like this is going to track directly into the scene from the beginning. I am calling it now pretty firmly. This is what will make Battler enter a logic error that's game breaking, or whatever it was called. It was a logic error, right? And he's trapped into that room, so I'm going to assume this is where he's handed his own checkmate.
そうね。すべての恋人たちに強い意志の力があることが分かったのだもの。
これは愛の勝利さ。それを僕らは称え合おう。
Where are we? Everyone had gotten used to these two overdramatic demons. George spoke quietly with an annoyed expression.
僕らがそれを称え合うのは君たちの試練を勝ち残り誰かが魔法の奇跡を授かる時だけだよ。
同感だぜ。最初の試練は全員突破した。
Yeah, we've all passed.
次は何だ？
My question is this happening within the game board of the 5th game? Or is this like a separate dimension? Because... Because my question is now, if we have the timeline rolled back to when Erika gets the packaging tapes, and she has time to prepare for like the first closed room murders, we know that the people who died are the ones picked by the people here in the trial, right? So it's like, do they have to kill them again, or what's up? Or is this like in a separate dimension so that, well, they can do their trials in peace?
私たちもです。
ああ、もちろんバトラ君たちもだね。
無論だぜ。この中の誰だって譲られて勝利したいなんて甘えてるやつはいないはずだ。
Oh boy, Battler, while Erika is planning your vicious murder,
そうですね。辞退できる程度
you're
の
here
弱々し
playing
い思いならば
games.
今この場にいる資格はありません。
Even Beato, who seemed to be the shakiest one of the 6, was strongly determined. The two demons nodded at each other, taking note of the 6's continued resolve.
次の試練は何だい？
Tell.
まさかまだ決まってないなんて言うんじゃないだろうね。
They were like, well, Battler patched the game, so we need to redo this.
少しは脱落者が出ると思ってたからね。
Not surprised. Battler is incompetent, but in red text. Oh boy, we wished he was better at it. I mean, man, I got baited a bit as well, but I was kind of sus because I don't trust Erika by default.
まさか全員が残るとは思わなかったの。
A part of me was hoping she was being genuine, but when she started saying thank you, I was like, something sus.
これは愛ゆえの嬉しい奇跡の誤算。
うぜえぜ。
But a part of me, like I said, was hoping Erika was being genuine when she said thank you, because I was like, oh, that's a nice character moment.
それで今度こそ脱落者を出すためにイス取りゲームでも始めようってのか。
そう、まさにそのこと。今度の試練では確実に一組にリタイアしてもらうことにしたよ。
今度の試練は非分の第二の番にあやかり
寄り添いし二人を引き裂け。
意味がわからない。
is this like I said going to be a free for all?
ゼパル様、フルフル様、どういう試練ですか？
Okay, let's see.
私たちに殺し合いをしろと。
Yeah, that's the same. I'm wondering.
そりゃ手っ取り早いぜ。
少々文明的ではないけどね。
恋は肉食だぜ。
みんながみんな一緒に幸せになることはできないのですね。
I love how the Ushiromiya siblings are all together looking like, hell yeah, I can't wait to kill you all.
そういうのをゼロサムゲームって言うんだよ。経済用語だけどね。知ってるかい？
あ、いえ、すみません。
Me neither, please explain.
ゼロサムゲーム。勝利も敗北も全てを相殺すればゼロになる。誰かが勝利を得るためには誰かに敗北を強いねばならない。
So no draws.
それが世界の冷酷な原理だ。
みんながみんな全員が幸せになれればいいのにな。そんな理想の世界あるわけねえか。
あるよ。
What?
それは黄金鏡。
Okay.
黄金鏡？
What?
何の話だよ。
Why is this being brought up now?
そうだったな。黄金鏡に至れば全ての愛は満たされる。
I mean, that's true, but
だがそこは天国や地獄と同じでこの世ならざる場所だ。
それはごめん被りたいね。恋は現世で叶えるから意味がある。僕は死後に恋愛を成就させるための悲しい心中なんて断じて認めないね。
But you both died together in episode 2.
生きて愛を貫く。何者にも負けない。
ジョージさん。
The door to the Golden Land can be opened by solving the epitaph's riddle. In that place, love and lives are all whole and can be revived, but what's the catch?
話が脱線してる。それより第二の試練をさっさと教えてほしい。
そうだぜ。寄り添いし二人を引き裂けって何をさせる気だよ。
Well, kill each other, I guess.
話はとてもシンプルさ。
Please tell me,
恋人たちを引き
my
裂くのは
beloveds.
悲しき死の別れしかありえない。
6人のうち1人を殺すのが第2の試練さ。
Oh!
当然相方を殺された恋人たちは失格となって脱落するわ。
Is this going to be one-on-one? I was hoping it was going to be an all-for-one. Like, you know, just imagine all the couples, they're like on a Smash character select screen, and then they're like picking each other's colors and characters. Like, you know how you can pick up different colors for different teams, and then you just have George and Shannon, and as well as Canon and Jessica picking their colors. Like, George and Shannon pick green like immediately. I don't know why I think they pick green, but whatever. With Canon and Shannon being like, I guess we'll pick red, and then let's pick purple, red, okay, red, and then you have Battler who picks yellow, and Beato who's like, what color do I pick? How do I change colors? I'm changing the character's costume color, but not the color of the background. How do you do it? And Beato was like, oh my god, Beato, here, let me help you. And then he can't figure it out either because she's using like a different controller, and he's like, oh shit. Meanwhile, the other couples are just watching, and they're like amusingly watching the disaster unfold until until Batter and Beato both manage to figure out her controller setup and both get their yellow colors. Oh boy, the things that come into my mind.
つまり確実に一組の恋人たちに脱落してもらう試練というわけさ。
殺すと簡単に言うが、どうしろって。
殺し合いをしてもいいし、
くじ引きか何かで決めてもいい。
あ、
くじ引きで決めるなんて冗談じゃねえぜ。正々堂々と決闘しようじゃねえか。
そうなるとゲームマスターのバトラ君と記憶がないとはいえ黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェが相当有利な気もするんだけど。
どうでしょう。
Yeah, he's got a point, at least on Battler, but
こ
Beato?
の試練ではみんなの力は完全に公平にさせてもらってるんだ。
No power creep allowed!
ゲームマスタ
Everybody
ー
has
の
been
マドラ
nerfed to the
教でさえ
same level.
この試練では全員と互角なの。それなら公平ですね。
完全に純粋に互角なのかい？
ええ、完全に互角。1対1なら勝敗は時の運。完全に互角だからね。
決着にも時間がかかると思うわ。
だから優位な状況で襲うのがコツかな。
とことん時間をかけての決闘ももちろん素敵。
誰が運任せで戦うもんか。自分に有利な状況で戦いたいに決まってるぜ。
となると三つどもえ、これでは動けないのでは。
Beato was the first to notice. If the six were truly on an even footing and both willing and capable of winning, one pair would have to concentrate their attacks on a single person. If that happened, then the pair containing their target would, of course, band together and resist. In other words, it would never be 2 against 1. It would become 2 against 2 and a matter of luck. However, at that time, any pair who happened to be watching this could team up with whichever pair they liked with no risk to themselves, defeating the opposing pair with certainty.
面倒
That...
な話だね。
Oh, that's... yeah, so it is a free-for-all, but not quite. It is a 4 against 2,
先に動くこと
potentially.
が有利ではないというわけか。
If you step forward and fight, it's a matter of luck. If you sit and wait for the others to start fighting, it's certain victory. A fight would never begin in this situation.
6人全員がそれぞれ隣同士と1対1で同時に戦えばいいんじゃないでしょうか。誰かの決着がついた時点で試練は決着する。
Huh. Unless everyone could abandon any naive hopes for a 2-on-1 fight, this trial would never begin and never end. In that case, they made a gentleman's agreement and had everyone duel at once. It would be no different from drawing lots, but it would at least be even.
それは無理。そうなったらみんな積極的に戦わず保身する。
True.
その間に誰かが負けてくれればいいのだから。
Shannon's point was a sound one. If both fighters just glared at each other without attacking, then neither would lose. All they had to do was wait for someone other than themselves to lose first. This brought them back to the starting point. No one would fight proactively.
結局全員が動かず決着がつきません。
全員の強さが互角という算数的状況のせいでパズルみ
そうだね。互いの強さが未知数なら決闘も面白かった。でも完全に互角と言い切られてしまったら決闘はじゃんけんと何も変わらない。
ならいっそ6人全員でじゃんけんで決めますか。
That is like drawing lots,
バ
though.
カ言え。そんなの嫌だぜ。仮に誰かが負けたとしてそいつが潔く負けを認めるわけねえだろ。負けを認めないならじゃんけんの勝者たち4人に攻撃されることになる。 完全に互角なこの世界ではじゃんけんの敗者には生き残れる道理はない。
確かに。なんだなんだ、じゃんけんで決めるのが一番合理的だってのかよ。
極めて合理的だよ。
No raffles, no
どうか
raffles.
それを悩んでほしい。
それが私たちの出題する第二の試練。
考えて殺し合って誰を生贄にするか決めてほしい。
Okay, so I assume we're going back to Erika, who is probably plotting Battler's very hard downfall. Yeah, we rolled back. We rolled back.
確かに考えられん話ではない。
Oh my god, why?
使用人が一番怪しい。
物的証拠があるわけではありませんから、縛ってクローゼットに放り込むわけにもいきません。
Okay, so we have rolled back to the degree. The problem is until
で
when?
すから銃を持った皆さんの常に目に届くところに置いてよく見張る必要があります。
兄貴、マスターキーも回収した方がいい。
Okay, no, wait, sorry. I think we're in the same point we left last
使用人
time.
たち以外には作れるわけがないんだ。使用人たちしか知らない構造や道具などできっとチェーンロックをどうにかできたに違いない。皆は長く勤めてくれているものばかりだ。私には到底彼らが殺人を犯すとは思えんが。
But you don't know them in person!
金蔵さんの寿命もわずかで遺産問題で大きく揺れているそうですね。それに加え10トンの黄金がどこかに隠されている。それらの分け前にありつけるなら人は罪を犯せるかもしれません。
Oh, definitely, as we've seen in the last 5 episodes.
クソ親父のおかしなオカルト儀式って可能性もある。片翼の使用人たちは親父の手先で殺人の実行者かもな。親父はどうなんだ。まだ連絡は取れないのか。内線電話も通じないのだ。犯人に壊されたのかもしれん。それに親父殿は不機嫌になると電話の受話器を外していることがよくある。ノックをしてもその不機嫌な返事があるだけ連絡は取れんが、あの書斎はシェルターも同然だ。
Let me see. Kraus is aware that Kinzo died here, right? In this episode. I mean, I'm going to assume both he and Natsu already know by default. Flustered, Kraus tried to explain away Kinzo's silence. Battler, the game master, hadn't made Kinzo's death a major theme for this game, so the conversation didn't progress any further at this point. They stopped talking about Kinzo without Rudolph thinking anything was particularly suspicious.
いずれにせよ使用人たちを野放しにはできねえ。
For plot convenience, he will not question Kinzo's death.
2階に2部屋に分かれて全員で籠城しようということになったんだ。なぜ2部屋なのかね。1部屋の方が心強いだろうが。
さすがに1部屋に12人もの人間では窒息します。そして最も注意すべき人物だけを隔離したいという思惑もあります。使用人の頭である源氏さん、一番体格のいい豪太さん、
The largest one. He's like a brick shit
役派とはい
house.
えカノンさんも男性です。
この3人を特にマークすべきだと思う。
Canon is a boy. Yeah, what about it?
そこでこの3人を
What
隔離し
about it?
俺と兄貴で監視する。2丁の銃。俺と兄貴ならとっさの時連携もできる。
Yeah, I think Kraus and Natsu know that Kinzo is dead in all episodes. Yeah, I think the
少しでも
same.
おかしな動きを見
It
せた
makes logical sense because in episode 5 we were shown that they knew as like a setup for like, oh by the way, here, have this answer for yourself before the game actually begins.
分かった。そうしよう。だがルドルフ、彼らが犯人であると決まったわけではない。あまり高圧的にはなるな。兄貴に高圧的になるなか。
Just a second. I want to do something. So,
そりゃ俺たちも老けるわけだぜ。
今上で秀吉さんに部屋分けをしてもらっています。隔離者たちをいとこ部屋に集め、他はその隣の部屋へ集めます。
そうだ、兄貴。ジェシカちゃんなんだが、兄貴と一緒の部屋がいいと言って聞かない。
ジェシカ。
隔離のいとこ部屋が5人、隣の部屋7人の部屋割りでしたからね。ジェシカさんがいとこ部屋を希望するならちょうど半々になります。狼と羊のパズルで言うなら、今は使用人狼が3匹にクラウスさん、ルドルフさんの羊が2匹。ジェシカさんを加えた方が確かにバランスがいいとは思います。
For a while, Klaus crossed his arms and thought. The cousin's room would surely be more dangerous, so he wanted his daughter to go into the next room over. However, in an emergency like this, he wanted to have his daughter where he could see her.
一緒にいさせたらどうだ。俺たちが良い父、良い叔父でいるために必要なリミッターの役かもしれねえぜ。
そうだな。私も今は理性的なふりをしている。しかしいつ妻を失った悲しみを怒りに置き換えないとは限らん。
Even without any physical evidence, the servants are certainly the most suspicious. During the long wait, the two men's wariness and anger and sadness might make them lose their reason and act out in anger. After thinking deeply, Kraus decided to accept Jessica's request, in part to prevent such a thing from happening.
それがいいと思います。私も賛成です。
同感だ。子供を失うのは俺とローザだけで十分だ。
ルドルフ。
Ah, boy, Rudolph, like, nobody else deserves to lose their kids. That's really nice. That's so nice of him. He still has Anje, right? So, but still, he looked so devastated seeing Battler dead in the previous episode. You kind of wonder, how does he feel actually towards Battler? We both know that Battler has a pretty rough relationship with Rudolph and that he, to a degree, has resentment towards him. But we never seen like how Rudolph... Like, we've never seen it from his perspective, is what I'm saying. I do genuinely believe he does care about Battler. It's just that I would like to see it from his eyes. Like, from his POV. And thinking about that, we haven't had a POV chapter with Rudolph yet, have we? And Hideyoshi neither, to be honest, but I'm not sure if there's much to be uncovered about Hideyoshi, but when it comes to the Ushiromiya siblings, we've had Eva's POV, we've had Rosa's POV, and Maria's POV, so you have like the POVs from both sides of the of this particular family. George's POV, you'll have just a little bit here. Natsuhi, we've had POV from her kind of twice, I would say. I would count episode 1 a little bit as her POV as well. But thinking about it, Kraus and Rudolph, I mean, I'm not sure if I can say if there has been a chapter where you see more of Kraus's direct POV. Maybe episode 4, but I'm not so sure about that, to be honest. I count that more as Ange's, Battler's, and Maria's POV chapter. And in part Beato POV chapter. But you guys know what I mean, right? There hasn't been like an episode where we have an extended focus on things from Rudolph's perspective and potentially from Kraus's perspective. Kraus, I'm not sure. I think he was pretty well explored thus far via Natsu's POV, although I would like to see things more in his POV as well. But Rudolph is the one character here in this family thus far in which I genuinely think We haven't had a lot of POV focus on him, have we? Have we? He's the Ushiromiya sibling for me, who thus far is the most mysterious to me. Like, in the sense of how does he tick? Yeah, I think Klaus and Nazi... Oh, wait, sorry, I already read that. Moon tourism. For that matter, I think Kiria's POV we haven't seen either. Although we've seen some parts where of her POV, several actually, especially her talk with Jessica, I would say, is a good chunk of her POV, as well as her talk with Leviathan. But we also haven't had an extensive focus on Kiria as well either. So, Rudolph and Kiria both are characters from which I want to see more of, but Kiria I already have a better idea of her character because of the talks we had with her thus far in regards to her jealousy. And now I'm here like, I want a Rudolph POV chapter. I want to know what's up with this man. I want to know. In this way, all the survivors except Kinzo split into two groups and holed up in 2 rooms on the guest house's 2nd floor. One group was in the cousin room. Kraus, Rudolph, Jessica, Genji, Kanon, and Goda. 6 people. One group was in the next room over. Hideyoshi, George, Shannon, Kumasawa, Nanjo, and Erika. 6 people here too. Perhaps as a result of the killer's doing, the external phone line had been cut off, and they would have to wait for the ferry boat coming the next day before they could contact the police. However, the weather report said that the typhoon would make the ocean rough all the next day. When such a thing happens, the ferry boat takes a day off. So it would probably be 2 days before the boat came. In other words, they would need to spend the full 2 nights holed up in here. Right, we have 4 Twilights in total. While Erika and the others held their planning meeting in the lounge, food and blankets had been brought in to prepare for the siege. The sudden tragedy had everyone on edge, but it was already well after 2 AM in the morning. If they really suspected the servants, then the observers couldn't afford to fall asleep at the same time. Either Kraus or Rudolph would probably take a nap right away.
さすがだな。探偵権限がないにもかかわらず、うまく場を支配しているぜ。
She's efficient.
冷静を書いた男など、感情むき出しの犬と同じです。
Wow, okay.
適切に扱えば、簡単にコントロール可能です。
One of the benefits of the detective's authority was being able to take charge of the situation. Because of this, Erika, who was both a guest and a young girl, had been able to order a large number of adults around at will. However, she didn't have that power this time, so Erika had taken charge by making good use of her natural conversation skills and techniques for controlling men.
探偵権限も魔法と同じだな。できないことはやれないってわけだ。エリカにそれだけの力があったから認められていたというわけか。
魔法とは決して怠惰で無力な人間に与えられるものではないのですね。
I would assume the same.
そうだ。むしろ人知れぬ努力を隠せるやつこそが魔女と呼べるんだろうぜ。
Such as you getting played like a fiddle. And me too. We both got played! The absolute nature of the detective's authority can affect even magic. However, that convenient power probably hadn't been given to Erika easily. I probably have to acknowledge it. Even if she isn't given a special power by the which she serves, not serves, she's capable of quite a lot on her own.
しかしエリカ、どうして2部屋に分けた？てっきり1部屋に全員を集めるとばかり思っていたぜ。
I think she wants to give enough window for the killer to move.
探偵権限があればそうしました。これは自由捜査権を確保するための一手です。
ああ、そういうことか。なるほど。やるな。
Since Erika was being protected as a guest, it was hard for her to move about freely. In truth, she wanted to take some time and investigate the victims at the crime scene at her leisure, without being interrupted by anyone. She had already inspected the scenes once in a huge rush as she ran through the mansion, but that probably hadn't been perfect. However, they wouldn't have let a guest into the crime scene, so she'd had no other choice back then. She wanted some time to herself and freedom to investigate more, in part so that she could check the closed rooms and causes of death more closely.
それが2部屋に分かれて籠城するのとどう関係があるのでしょう。
そこは奴が口車でうまいことやるのさ。見てな。
ええ、そのためだけに2部屋に分けたのですから。
And there she goes. Whoop! I like how she's like, I said my piece. Bye. Bye bye. The cousin... Oh, wow, not the closed room, sorry. The cousin room was filled with a quiet tension. This room had 6 people. Klaus, Jessica, and Rudolph. And then the most suspicious ones, the male servants, Genji, Kanon, and Goda, who had been forced to hole up in here. Sorry, I didn't mean to start like that. I wanted to laugh. That wasn't intentional, I promise. I wanted to laugh. Oh my god, I don't know how I developed this laugh. This wasn't a thing before. I'm so sorry. Jessica leaned against Kraus's shoulder, wrapped up in a blanket. She was drowsy, but apparently couldn't get to sleep. I mean, he has a gun. He has a gun right there. It was no surprise. In this bizarre situation, it would probably take some time before she could accept her mother's death. I wouldn't be comfortable sleeping, like, leaning on my dad when he has a gun in his hands. Not because I think he will shoot me, but because... Have you seen the gun he has? It's like a Winchester or something. It looks like a shotgun, so I think it has a degree of recoil. And we've seen in episode 3 that shit can burn your eyes hard. I'd just be worried that the recoil would hit me or that the gunpowder would burn me. This cap is also kind of funny, like with Kanon looking away while... He's like, I'm not sure about this. Kanon thought that this was the sort of time he should stay by Jessica's side, but that looked like it would be hard to do in front of Rudolph's intimidating glare. He's like, no inappropriateness in this room. No hand-holding. That's lewd and inappropriate. Watch out, Kanon. If you touch Jessica, I will shoot you. Rudolph stayed completely silent while he's like, do not touch my niece. But his inner emotion showed clearly in his eyes. So Genji, Kanon, and Goda didn't have to ask to realize that they were suspected. I mean, yeah, sure, he's probably watching Kanon because he suspects him. But I still think it's kind of funny to think in the perspective of, if you touch my niece, hell no. You're not allowed to be inappropriate in this room. That's only a permit given to me and Kirie. Sometimes Goda asks to help in an attempt to get on their good side and correct this misunderstanding. But it seemed to be having the opposite effect. The best option available to him would be to shut the fuck up. Was to say, exactly, just as I said, was to stay quiet so that he didn't aggravate Rudolph and sit still at the end of the sofa. I just managed him cowering like a little baby at the edge of the sofa while Genji just sits there, tired. In the next room over, there was also 6 people: Erika, Hideyoshi, George, Sharon, Nanjo, and Kumasawa. The format of the room and the constricted atmosphere were the same as the cousin room, but even so, it was relatively calm there. The music doesn't tell me that shit's calm. Can you imagine? The narrator is like, there was so much calmness in that room, and minute darkness starts playing. I'd be like, I'm not sure about that, Chief. That doesn't look very calm for me. George sat holding Shannon, who was darkly hanging her head the whole time. Kumasawa and Nanjo sat nervously as they listened to Hideyoshi explain the situation.
敵が何人いるかもわからんのや。しかし、わしらにはこうして銃がある。もちろん撃ったこともあるで。ハワイ射撃センターとちゃうで。わしな、もう時効だから白状するが、 進駐軍のピストルをぶっ放して単価を切ったこともあるんやで。当時の闇市は外国人ヤクザが牛耳っとってな。
I see. I wonder what he meant exactly. If he was in the army or he probably wanted to make everyone feel secure by convincing them that he could be relied upon. Hideyoshi went into one of his old stories that everyone had heard many times and which had gotten more extravagant each time they heard it. He's coping in his own way. Man, I love Hideyoshi. He's such a good man. It didn't make them any more confident in Hideyoshi's abilities, but it did seem to calm things down a little by bringing in a sense of normality.
どうしてこんな事件が。明日船が来られればいいのですが。
I hate to break it to you, but no.
明日は難しいでしょうな。二晩の長丁場になりそうだ。とにかくこういう時はしっかり睡眠をとりましょう。
この状況ですやすや眠れるほど僕の神経は太くないよ。
ジョージ様。
The pain and anger of losing his mother quietly tormented George. Sleepiness probably wouldn't be coming to him for a while. Erika suddenly clapped her hands as though she had just remembered something, then whispered in Hideyoshi's ear, interrupting the old story which he had grown quite engrossed with.
すみません。ちょっといとこ部屋へ行ってきます。
For what?
ちょっとどうしても向こうの使用人の方たちに確認したいことがありまして。
なんや、電話ではあかんのか。
No.
部屋番号をダイヤルするだけやで。
ほら、お忘れですか？電話。どうも犯人に壊されてるみたいですし。
なんや、ひょっとして彼らの証言に何か矛盾でも気づいたっちゅうんか。
Up until this point, Erika had spent a lot of time giving the impression that she behaved like a detective, so Hideyoshi immediately assumed that this was something vital to do with the crime.
簡単な確認ですが、ひょっとすると大きなほころびを出すかもしれません。ちょっと行ってきます。誰も部屋から出さないでください。
隣の部屋とはいえ、一人は不用心やで。誰か男を連れてった方がええんとちゃうか。
使用人たちも南條さんも完全には信用できません。
He's right here!
秀吉さんはこの部屋の責任者。ジョージさんも秀吉さんをサポートできる優秀な男手です。誰も避けません。大丈夫です。探偵は襲われないって決まってますから。
Erika had already worked hard to look like a sharp, clear-headed person. Hideyoshi relaxed and agreed, thinking that it was just next door and wouldn't be a problem.
小1時間ほどで。いや、あまりうろちょろするのも不用心ですね。朝まで隣にいます。明るくなってから戻ってくる方がいいですよね。
その通りや。気をつけてな。
I feel like this is sus.
お隣の部屋に行くだけなのに。
Why do I feel like she's not going the next room over?
この部屋、よろしくお願いします。誰も外へ出さないでください。
She's going to the mansion. I'm calling it
この部屋
now.
を出るあらゆる理由がないよう、あらゆるものを運び込んだのですから。
Food, drinks, blankets, medicine, towels, tissue paper, everything. The women also had their cosmetic pouches. They could last 48 hours without lacking for anything.
わかっとる。
But do we have a bathroom
この部屋
here?
におるんは身を守るためだけやない。ひょっとしたらおるかもしれない犯人を見張る意味もあるのをよくわかっとる。
グッドです。ではどうかよろしくお願いします。
Goodbye forever.
エリカちゃん、どこへ？
He's catching
表に
on.
は誰も出ない約束だよ。
ああ、エリカちゃんはちょいと特別な用事を思い出してな。
Sus.
隣へ行く。大丈夫、平気や。
Sus! Hideyoshi suspected that Chana might be one of the culprits. Since he also knew that Chana and George had a special relationship, he apparently thought it would be prudent to mislead George about Erika's action and motives. Alright, Hideyoshi slowly opened the door and checked both ways down the corridor, his gun raised.
大丈夫。誰もおらんで。
ここまでで結構で、あなたが部屋を出ると同時にシャノンさんが豹変してジョージさんを人質に取らないとも限りませんよ。今こうして彼らに背中を向けているのさえ少々
そうやな。 じゃあ用心するんやで。後でわしにも話を聞かせてや。
はい、それでは。
Erika closed the door, pushing Hideyoshi back inside. She's like, get out! Get back in! She then waited for the sound of the rock on the inside, and her smiling eyes opened wide. She's going to the mansion. Her expression had become ruthless and intelligent. She's going to the mansion! I'm calling it! In this way, Erika was able to gain several hours during which all of the suspects were sealed up and she alone was free!
自由捜査権を得ました。その前に後ろ宮バトラ。
フルネームで呼ぶな。
ここで登場人物全員の所在確認をさせてください。
I like that he's like, don't use my full name. That's a Beato patent. You're not allowed. Only Beato is.
復唱要求です。
無論これにも答える義務はねえぜ。
その場合は私が見てない間に部屋を抜け出し、その人物が今後起こるだろう不思議な事件の実行者だと主張しきるだけです。不可能犯罪を見せたいならまずは所在確認に応じるべきです。
She's playing you. She's playing you.
いいだろう。一応は聞いてやるぜ。言ってみろ。
いとこ部屋に対し隣の籠城部屋をこれより隣部屋と呼称します、よろしいですね。
わかりやすい。了解した。それで
今からする所在確認は生死を問いません。体の所在と考えてください。そしてもちろん現時点でのことです。では参ります。第1の番の犠牲者6人の所在は発見場所の通りである。夏日は自室、エヴァは貴賓室、キリエはクラウスの書斎、ローザとマリアは客間で、あんたは客室。まさかこの時点でもうこの程度のことも復唱拒否ですか？
Something's up.
いいぜ。それを認める。
First off, it was acknowledged that the victim's location were the same as the rooms that had been shown by the victim's side's illusion.
ぐっと続けます。隣部屋に所在するのは秀吉、ジョージ、シャノン、熊沢、南條である。
認める。
I feel like there's going to be a hook. With that, the humans in the room Erika had just left had been specified. Carefully checking even obvious things like that was the most basic of playing on the human side. Yeah. Of course.
続けます。いとこ部屋に所在するのはそれ以外の全員である。
The word everyone drew a slight reaction from Battler. The intuition he'd built up from all his previous games told him not to answer this one instantly.
拒否する。それを認めるって言うと、金蔵の遺体もいとこ部屋の中にあるって論法になっちまうからな。
Don't explain.
失礼。金蔵はすでに存在しないことが確定していますから、全員という言葉からは抜いて考えてください。
なぜいとこ部屋だけ全員という言い方をする？クラウス以下6人の名前を個別に挙げて、なぜそんなアバウトな言い方で
？6人の名前をいちいち読み上げるのが面倒くさいからです。それとも何か？
I'm not sure. Eva Beato was very thorough with the name drops in the red, so
全員という言葉だと何か問題のあるトリックでもあるんですか？
Yes, I think it does. If Battler had been told to repeat Kraus, Rudolph, Jessica, Genji, Gorda, and Kanon are in the cousin room, he would probably have acknowledged it with the red without thinking too much about it. Of course, normally Erika would have mentioned the names of everyone inside and had them repeated precisely. Battler had paused, feeling some kind of unease because of that unexpected demand on the word everyone.
私と金蔵を除き17人いる島で、6人が殺されて屋敷に横たわり、隣部屋に5人がいるとなれば、残る6人はいとこ部屋にいる。これが正常な考えでしょ？しかし17人いる島だから6を引いて5を引いてさらに6を引けばちょうど0になって、 所在不明の人間はゼロになると。バトラさんもこの辺の名前と人数のトリックで第3のゲームの南條殺しで散々苦しめられたはずです。
Yeah, it did. That was the thing that killed us.
そうだな。あの時のトリックは18人分の名前と実際に存在する18人が食い違うことで、未知の人物が混入する余地を許していた。
Okay, I didn't think of it that way.
そういうことです。ですから名前だけでの所在確認は安心できないわけです。そこで私は全員という言葉を採用することにしました。この言葉はまだ私が想像もしていないバトラさんの新しいトリックを未然に防ぐことさえできるのです。
We're chessing. We're chess.
なるほど。
We boil.
うまいやり方だぜ。
If Beato was planning a new trick where the names and number of people would be used to create false alibis, like the murder of Nanjo in the third game, even naming all 17 people and checking their positions left a trace of uncertainty behind. And if you clearly manage to slip somebody past the names and numbers of people.
例えばですが、この島に未知の暗殺者 X が紛れ込んでいるとします。仮にその X の名をプルプルピコマルと名付けましょう。
プルプルピコマン Why?
なるほどな。全員の名を挙げて所在確認をしてもプルプルピコマルとやらはその網にかからないってわけだ。
そういうことです。この島には17人しかいない。そして17人の所在はここであるとされてもそれだけでは不十分なわけです。変化もあるわけですからね。
しかし全員というのはあまりに範囲の広すぎる言い方です。他の言い方でうまく言い直せないでしょうか。
いや、ここで全員という言葉から逃げるとエリカはそれを根拠に全ての犯人をプルプルピコマルとやらの仕業で逃れ切っ
I'll never trust Puru Puru Pico Man. I wouldn't trust Puru Puru Pico Man either. He sounds like someone who pretends he's bad at Puyo Puyo, and then he turns out to be able to make like a TOD combo.
かつての俺もお前との戦いで未知の18人目 X だけを根拠に複数の謎にくさびを打ったことがある。
Yes, our beloved X.
全員という言葉の重み。
But now is X Mega Man X or is it Twitter?
よーく考えてお返事くださいね。
Erika wore a full but evil smile, confident that she had made a powerful move. Players on the witch side must eradicate all possibilities that would be possible for humans. If I don't crush any chances for this ridiculously named Puru Puru Pico Man right now, he'll be used to explain everything the witch does. That was a move I liked to use in my old games with Beato. Back at the very beginning of the fight, my counterattacks were all based on the unknown 19-person X. Because of that, Beato had restricted the number of people on the island, making it necessary to eliminate any unknown person hiding somewhere. In that case, this time is the same. So just like Beato did, I need to get rid of any leeway in which that X can exist. The number of people on the island has already been announced, but since she's suspecting tricks involving names and numbers of people, saying the same thing again won't satisfy her. In that case, I have no choice but to respond to her demand and use the word everyone. How about saying every person? That word has a disturbing ring to it, and though I haven't figured it out yet, it feels like there's some kind of demonic killer move hidden within it. Yeah, that's why I think every person... Yeah, that's pretty much the same. It's a synonym. Damn, after insulting Beato so much and saying that witch side had a huge advantage, I'm getting this pressure just having to deal with a single line to repeat. Tricky, huh?
Distraction. ですね。
チェス用語の。
はい、敵の駒に圧力をかけ移動を強いて敵陣形を自らに崩させる手法のことです。
全員というあまりに広域で強力な駒に私は移動を強いているわけです。バトラさんにとってはこれによって生存者全員のアリバイが完全に保証され、以後の不可能犯罪を私に言い逃れさせないことが可能となるでしょう。何を恐れます？あなたにとって 強力な一手じゃありませんか。
No, I don't think it will be. Because if he says everyone else is in the cousin room, then this can shut down things like, oh yeah, Battler was actually alive and hiding somewhere, right?
しかしそれはお前が敷いた上での手だ。お前はそれによって俺の何かの陣形を崩そうとしている。
どんな妙手も相手に望まれたならそれは握手に同じです。しかしここで全員という言葉を避けることも難しい。
The red truth can cut the weak reasoning of the human side apart over and over. In the past, I feared its ruthlessness. However, I also learned quickly that it could be used as a basis for a counterattack.
赤き真実は殿下の宝刀か。
But it's a double-edged sword, huh?
ベアトの気持ち、今は痛いくらいにわかる。
It can kill with ease, but it's not something to be used unnecessarily. Using it carelessly will end up cornering the witch side instead. Exactly. It's with great power comes great responsibility, as they say.
どうします？放流でも結構ですよ。
いや、わかった。認める。
He didn't say it in red.
それ以外の全員がいとこ部屋にいることを認める。
I feel like this was not a good move.
ぐっとありがとうございます、バトラさん。
Yeah, well, I think you kinda fucked yourself.
実に美しくバッサリです。困りました。
She's playing you.
この状況で魔女からの手紙が現れたりなんかしたら、一体誰を疑えばいいのやら。
She said she was in trouble, but her face didn't look troubled at all. Yeah, I think you're playing right into her trap. On the contrary, she looked as though she had just succeeded in placing a huge opening move. In Witch's game, even a single mistake can be fatal. In both chess and shogi, you can get a piece back once you've moved it. That last exchange had left a bad aftertaste, as though flesh had been torn and bones broken.
所在確認はこれで十分のはずだ。
Yeah, I don't like this.
ゲームを進めてもらおうか。
I think we're fucked.
そうします。ドラノール
Two episodes exist after all. Yep. Bad music. Shit.
はい、エリカ卿。
Shit.
それでは早速始めましょう。慈悲深いゲームマスター様がくださった権利を。
はい、心得ております。
What do you mean?
コーネリア、3部屋許された権利のうちの2部屋分を行使します。
金形、慎んで。
了解するものなりや。
いとこ部屋と隣部屋を封印。これで犠牲者以外の全員を封じました。これ以降何が起こっても封印の中の人間たちは問題となりません。
We have a problem. We have a problem.
扉、窓の封印により、いとこ部屋、隣部屋の両部屋の密封は保証されました。
When did you place the doors on the... for just an instant, the red longsword had returned to Dranor's hand. She had been given permission to draw it, thanks to the red truth that she finally gained. When the fight concerned these two sealed rooms from now on, Dranor would be able to use that merciless blade, the red key. This overwhelming power could slice even the game master in half. We are fucked! Which a pandemonium. Wow, 6 people watching. Yeah, well, to be like that. Time zones. For a while, Erika and Dranor just grinned at each other, entranced by the ruthless red light that was burned into their eyes.
定石補佐官、慎んでお尋ね立て祭る。
何か。
人間側プレイヤーは魔女の出題を人間の仕業で読み解くのが戦い方と知るものなりや。
あなたに相違なし。
なればなぜにエリカ卿と上司ドラノールは犯行の余地ある人間を自ら減らすように戦うなりや。
Cornelia's question was a very simple one. Those two had made this move boldly, making it sound like it was a powerful one, almost as though it would greatly damage the witch. However, if you thought about it, Erika was just strangling her own neck.
これよりどのような事件が起こるかもまだ分からぬと知りたまう。むしろ所在を確定させない人間が多い方が人間に有利ではないかと推測するものなりや。
今はまだ今日も上司主席もそれを明かす段階にないと知りたてまつる。
死後陳謝するものなり。
I think Erika will tell us later. Cornelia looked like she wasn't satisfied. In the previous game, when trying to help Kinzo escape from his study, Beato had desperately tried to break free from that closed room using various methods. As a result, Kinzo had escaped into the darkness of the night, and it had later been possible to treat him like an elusive phantom. In other words, closed rooms were advantageous to witches and disadvantageous to humans. Witches proposed closed rooms and humans destroyed and denied them. That should have been the standard tactic of this game. And yet Erika had created a closed room herself, sealing a full 11 humans in them. In other words, this was the same as abandoning the right to use those 11 people when explaining all of the later tricks. In the past, Beato had confirmed the location of certain people, but that had been to check whether certain pieces existed with which she could break closed rooms, a completely different situation. Why had Erika taken these 11 people who were also her pieces and sealed them in a closed room? Cornelia hadn't experienced enough fights to understand this move, which looked as though they were trapping themselves. Something's up, I know it.
不気味な一手ですね。一体エリカは何を企んでいるのでしょう。
Some evil shit.
攻撃とは限らねえさ。チェスも将棋もそうだろ。キングの守りを固めておくのだって立派な戦略だ。
つまりこの2部屋の封印は攻めでなく守りだと。
そう考えるのが妥当だろうぜ。おかげで生存者たちにちょっかいが出しづらくなった。第2の番が実行しにくくなったってわけだ。
ああ、なるほど。魔女側は謎を多く提示した方が有利。
そうだ。何しろ一つでも謎が通れば魔女の勝ちなんだからな。多くの密室を提示した方が有利に戦える。
The riddles that the witch side sets up are equivalent to attacks. The human side must perfectly intercept all those. It's almost like a penalty shootout where letting a single point slip by means defeat. So the witch side wants to increase its number of attacks. The human side wants to lower the number of attacks. When Butler had fought on the human side, he hadn't thought of the survivors holding up in a room as being particularly useful. However, from the witch's side's perspective, the strategy was simple but effective. What made Beato incredible was how she bluffed and sneered at this tactic as though it was completely useless. On the inside, she must have been so worried over how to break down all of these barricades in each game. Right now, I'm sure of that.
なるほど。事件が発生できないように守りを固めるのも人間側の戦い方なんですね。
しかしそれは平凡な一手だ。あの名探偵フルド・エリカがあれだけ自信満々に強打するほどの一手じゃない。
Would Erika be happy after playing a defensive move? Though this move looks as though she's restraining herself, it's also extremely unlikely that Erika was playing defensively.
これはきっと守りじゃなく攻めなんだ。どういう攻撃か理解はできねえがな。
次は私たちの手番ですが、どうしますか？
とりあえず表向きは奴は第1の番の推理ではなく第2の番を防ぐための守りに手番を費やした。押さば引け、引かば押せだ。ならこっちは攻めていくしかない。
しかしどう攻めればいいやら。ゲストハウスはかなりの守りになっています。
そうだな。ゲストハウスの全域が今やエリカの支配下に見える。しかしビショップやナイトのように敵陣に食い込むのを得意とする駒だっていろいろある。
So who are they? Beato snapped his fingers and a single gold butterfly appeared from the darkness, then flew in front of the chessboard, twirling gold sparks behind it. It landed without a sound, then transformed into a black piece representing the witch's darkness.
X-ray. これもチェス用語だったな。
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
一見敵の支配下に見えるマスが実際は自分の駒が十分に影響力を効かせていることを見透かして攻撃する行動。
エリカ、生存者を全て密閉し次なる俺の攻撃を防げると本気で。それは甘い考えだ。
Beato raised his new black piece high. His target was a single open space deep behind enemy lines.
どう？これが俺の王手だ。
Okay. What's going to happen?
"これでようやく羽が伸ばせます。まずは屋敷に深夜の散歩と参りましょうか。
Of course, but what's going to happen?
殺人犯が潜んでいるかもしれない不気味な屋敷にこのような深夜に散歩とは酔狂な御人です。
You must be very insane.
ようやく得た自由時間じゃないですか。今の私はプール授業の後の自由時間みたいにワクワクしています。
Now that Birkenstock was nowhere in sight, Erika was regaining her high spirits. She wasn't exaggerating when she said she was spreading her wings. Draenor knew that she was risking her own destruction in this game, and she was not in a favorable position by any means. Draenor could do nothing but assist Erika so that she could fight to the best of her abilities. I think Erika is going a high risk, high reward kind of situation for her.
ちゃんとチェーンロックで封じられています。
Before leaving the guest house, Erika did a check on the first floor, making sure that nothing was out of place. And she found a flashlight and umbrella in the servant room next to the entrance.
では参りましょう。
まずは6人の死因くらいは確定しなくちゃ。
She unset the chain, unlocked the door, and opened it. The freezing outside air poured in.
風はだいぶあるようです。
まあこの体など私にとって肉の檻。濡れようが冷えようがどうでもいいことです。行きましょう。
When Erika dropped her gaze to open her umbrella, she noticed something lying at her feet. Oh, the letter.
これはいつもの手紙です。
It was one of those letters sent by the witch with the seal of one-winged eagle on it. Is this the trick? It has been wedged under the outside mat in front of the entrance, as though someone had predicted that Erika would eventually leave the mansion by this way. It was in the shadows of the large eaves, so it had avoided the rain entirely.
早速来ましたね。まるで待ち受けていたかのように。
She bent over and picked it up. She then tore it open recklessly and pulled the letter inside out of it. A message had been written in neat letters.
ようこそフルドエリカ様ですって。やれやれ。私を名指しでですか。完全に読まれてますね。
内容は何です？
犯行予告です。いや、事後報告と言うべきですね。後宮バトラの死体をお預かりしたそうです。どうぞ探してみてくださいとか言ってます。
Yeah, Bato probably wasn't dead.
第二の晩の寄り添いし二人を引き裂けではないのですか。
まあ死体が消失する云々はベアとのゲームでも何度かありました。それほど親身のある話ではありません。
Erika shrugged and scorned the letter. However, this letter was a real attack. All the survivors were sealed in rooms on the second floor, and at the very end, after she had gone around with Kraus and the others to check the locks on doors and windows, Erika had personally confirmed that there was nothing at this point, at the spot. So this was an attack saying someone who shouldn't be here placed the letter, and that this someone was a witch. That was also an attack that the old Beato had used often.
やれやれ、見せ方も同じならトリックまで同じだって言うんじゃないでしょうね。ドラノール、バトラを呼び出してください。
了解です。
She's like, I'm going to tear the letter apart now.
バトラ卿、東方の手番を所望です。
Oh, that's quick.
了解だ。受けて立つ。
Okay. Okay.
申し訳あり、実は指し手の宣言ではありません。
Oh, okay.
実は一つ謝らなければならないことがありまして。
What for? Apologize? Batra and Beato's eyes went wide. Something sus. However, though Erika said that she wanted to apologize, she had a confident look on her face, as though even that apology would be a new move. So Batra glared at her dubiously without letting his guard down.
例の遡っての封印についてですが、
What are you about to say?
箇所封印しておりました。
Oh no!
それのご報告が遅くなりましたことをお詫びしたいと思います。
You were baiting for this, weren't you?
すでに封印していた。
The battle room wasn't. Oh no!
お前はもうこれで3部屋分を使い切っていたということか。
Oh boy.
はい、直ちに報告するお約束だったのですが、うっかり失念してここまでゲームを進めてしまいました。
I think she's about to pull the gun.
心よりお詫びいたします。
心より詫びてる顔には全く見えねえぜ。
Yeah, you. Yeah, well, Battler, this is what you get for backrolling shit.
まあいいさ。俺が許した権利だ。それで、いつ、どこを封印していたって？
ドラノール。
ご報告申し上げます。エリカ卿による死体検視時にバトラの客室を封印しておりましたことをご報告申し上げます。
Beato tried not to let it show on her face, but her eyebrows twitched visibly and her gaze flicked over to Battler.
本来なら5つの密室すべてに封印を施したかったところなのですが、回数が足りませんでしたので、ゲームマスターのあなたに敬意を表してバトラさんの死体の部屋だけを封印させてもらいました。
Oh boy, I think that was done exactly to trap you.
俺の棺桶の蓋を閉じてくれたわけか。
つい先ほど思い出しましたもので、屋敷に到着し、あなたの死体の客室を調べるときにご報告すればいいかと思っていました。しかしこの手紙の登場で急ぎご報告した方がいいと思いまして。
So are you about to be like, well, actually, this letter can't be here?
どうしてそう思うのですか？
いいえ、何しろバトラさんは自分の死体の客室が封印されてることを知らずにゲームを進めてたわけですから、それによってこの登場した手紙、話が変わってくる可能性もあるかなと。
いとこ部屋と隣部屋を封印中です。事後報告で申し訳ないですが、さらにあなたの死体の客室も封印中です。そして島にはエリカ卿を抜いて17人。18人目の存在は過去のゲームですでに否定済みです。
Well then.
となると手紙を置ける人物とあなたの死体消失、ひょっとして話も変わってくるかなと思いまして。
Erika laughed crudely while staring into Battler's eyes to see if he was panicked or disturbed.
バトラさ
ん。落ち着け。エリカの報告が遅くなっただけの話だ。何も焦ることなどない。
Is it? Is there? Erika had suspected it since the beginning. It was possible that Battler actually hadn't been killed and was still alive. And if he was still alive, then the letter had suddenly appeared was easy to explain, even though all of the survivors were sealed up. Judging by Beato's faint agitation, maybe Erika's guess had been right on the mark. I think so as well. I mean, this isn't the first time Battler has been the culprit, right? Batter played dead and somehow got around Erika's examination, and then while everyone was barricading themselves in the guest house, he snuck out of the guest room. After that, he placed a letter detailing the disappearance of his own corpse in the entrance of the lobby and hid himself. If this was the truth, then the seals that had been placed on Battler's guest room at the time of Erika's examination were now very significant. In other words, if this was the trick they'd used, then Battler would certainly have broken the seals when he left his guest room. The trick will not be workable without breaking the seals. Since the survivors were all sealed up inside the guest house, then if the seals on the guest room were broken, it meant acknowledging that at least one of the victims was actually alive. If Battler had known about the seals earlier, it was likely he would have advanced the game in a different way to avoid this. In other words, it was very likely that an announcement about the seals would have had a large effect on the rest of Battler's game. Erika was saying if Battler avoided breaking the seals because he was pretending to be a corpse and instead remained inside the guest room, perhaps this letter would not have appeared in the story. If Battler was actually alive and had placed the letter there, then now that Erika's seals had come into play, there was a chance that this trick would cause a contradiction somewhere down the line. Well, that sort of contradiction is called a logic error.
ロジックエラー？今回の物語の随分最初の方で聞いた気がするわ。
Yep, we did.
魔女側が犯してはならぬ最大最悪のミス、反則手だ。
あ、思い出したわ。物語の表裏が合わぬこと、矛盾することとか言ってたわね。
Oh my god, I knew the tapes would be the Chekhov's gun. Oh my fucking god, I knew it.
伏せたカップの中に飴玉が現れる魔法の話を覚えているか？
ええ、マリアお姉ちゃんとエリカがそれをめぐって論争したわね。あれはお姉ちゃんが目を閉じている間にカップの中にこっそり飴玉を入れるだけの単純な手品だった。
そうだ。その手品の過程を観測していないマリアに結果のみが与えられ、魔法でカップの中に飴玉が現れたとする魔法幻想を受け入れたから魔法が成立した。
そうか、ロジックエラーとは不可能になってしまった手品という意味ね。
Oh boy. Well, if you think about it, Erika and Maria's fierce red and blue truth battle over this magic was the real opening of this tale's fight. I think so. Let's try to remember that exchange. The heartless truth was that it had all been a trick. Making the candy appear in the cup by magic had been nothing more than Beato's claim. Magic can only do things that one can accomplish. In other words, you can only have a magical result. Oh crap, I didn't mean to hit. In other words, you can only have a magical result if it's something that could have been done without magic. Let's be clear. There are two general types of magic. If you summon giants and make towers grow from the ground. But when the lid is taken off, nothing has happened in the rose garden. That's one type of magic. That's just an illusion. It's a lie with no observers that takes place where the witch says it did in a location without any of the anti-magic toxin. So without witnesses. Magic that doesn't have to match a result is the most simple kind, a lie. This is the same as a worthless illusion, an illusion, a daydream. Even Battler saw through it partway through the third game. Then there is another kind, which we call true magic, magic that matches a result. The cup trick is an example of magic that matches a result, since an observer actually checks to see that the cup's contents were empty before seeing a candy appear there, and thus an actual observer of the incident is created. I've discovered one big rule that magic matching a result has to follow, unlike the magic of illusions. The rule is that only the unobserved process of what you accomplish can be transformed into magic. I can speak even more generally and ruthlessly. In short, all forms of magic are tricks. Only things that can be accomplished without magic can have a matching result. Ironically, this also proves that magic doesn't really exist, but out of respect for the witch's game, let's call it the game solvable and fair for the human player.
つまりカップの中の飴玉が今回は エリカの前に現れた謎の手紙ということになっている。
Can't we just pick one of the other characters?
これは手品でなくてはならない。それをお兄ちゃんは魔女が魔法で手紙をそこに置いたと主張することで結果を伴う魔法にしようとしている。
Oh, wait a second. Butler's corpse was pretty clean from the CG, so I'll need to check something very important. System. Okay, so we haven't seen the investigation, so we don't know how the corpses look like. Kirie. Okay, so since we don't know how the corpses look like, we can't say yet. But is that something Butler can adjust? Like by saying, okay, now I have a different person being the person that played dead.
So,
is that a way he can work around the logic error?
生存者は全員ゲストハウスの密室に封じられている以上、突然に現れたこの手紙は魔女以外に置くことは不可能な不思議な魔法に修飾することができる。しかしそれでもつまりは可能な手品でなくてはならないということだ。
In order to see through the tricks with the candy and the cup, Erika had countered with blue truth, saying that the candy had been snuck in there while her eyes were closed. Wait, magic isn't real? No! A true tragedy. That was the correct answer, so Maria hadn't had any red that she could use. But what if she had used it? For example, what if Maria had used the red truth then to say, until I lifted the cup up, the closed room of the overturned cup remained intact?
赤き真実は真実にしか使えないんでしょ？嘘をシャーシャーと言えたら重大なルール違反だわ。
そうだ。自分のトリックを否定する赤き真実は大きなルール違反。
Magic can be real if you believe and have love.
しかしその赤き真実に抵触しない別のトリックに即座に差し替えられるならいささかアンフェアではあるが、その赤き真実は認められる。
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking that Butler might have to do. Like, he might have to pick one of the other victims so long their corpses are, you know, not too mangled. To be like, yeah, well, it wasn't me, it wasn't Butler's, like the Butler piece, but one of the other women.
この場合はカップの中の密室は維持されていたという赤き真実に矛盾しない手品のトリックを魔女側は即座に提出しなければならないということね。証拠を突きつけられて2点3点させる政治家の言い訳みたいだわ。
Oh my god, we're comparing the witches side to politicians. I can't believe it.
まあその程度の赤ならば
I can't believe it. Oh, Barack Obama is a witch.
テーブルに仕掛けがあったとか、二重底の手品用カップだったとか。
I can't believe Joe Biden is also a witch. He's also a Guilty Gear player, so it tracks.
しかしもしあらかじめその可能性についても赤で否定があったなら、赤き真実が多ければ多いほど言い逃れの余地もなくなるわけだ。
In actuality, the candy had been put in the cup while Maria's eyes were closed. However, if when Erika saw through that, Erika had used the red truth to say that the closed room of the cup had been preserved, the witch would have to rush and revise the scenario to a new trick that still worked logically after that new red. Revising the scenario is an unfair move that would never be allowed in the mystery genre. However, the very act of revising the scenario takes place inside the witch's head, which is an unobservable world. So if she claimed that she'd been using the trick with the fake bottom cup from the beginning, no one could deny it. So even if it really was a trick done while One-chan's eyes were closed, as long as the witch leaves herself a way out, she can even switch between the truths, or more like tricks. Rather than calling this an action available to witches, we should probably say that it's only usable by the game master, the one who creates and writes. But even so, The new truth would not contradict any of the previously stated red truths. If the red truth makes it so that the trick no longer makes logical sense, then there will be a mismatch between the two sides of the story, the illusory result that the game master claims is magic and the true result that was brought about by a trick. So when we get a contradiction and it no longer makes logical sense, we call it a logical error. And that would mean the destruction of the witch's game. Oh boy!
人間に説明可能なゲームがこの世界。すなわち、すべての魔法はトリックでも可能なようになっていなければならない。トリックで不可能だったら、人間側は打つ手なしのステイルメイト。
I'm not sure if Beato can sneak in something like, oh yeah, one of the guests sneaked the letter just before being locked in, but I think Erika has already stated she checked everything before they were locked, so... quite a pickle.
それこそがロジックエラーと呼ぶ致命的かつ最悪の反則手だ。これを魔女側が犯した場合、即座にゲームは破壊され、致命的敗北となる。
お兄ちゃんは多分エリカにトリックをカンパされたわ。探偵権限のないエリカは検視ができない。それを理由に死んだふりを続け、こっそり客室を出てゲストハウスの玄関に手紙を置いた。
This is why you shouldn't have given her the tapes! At least not in a way in which she could be like, oh yeah, I will go around without you watching. Why didn't you just make it like, oh yeah, by the way, there are more packaging tapes in the gardening shed. Do you want to get them, Erika? Like, we could have done this so... Oh, yeah, same. I feel that, Anji. I feel that.
まだ現時点では狼狽するほどではあるまい。
It will later.
客室の封印が健在かどうかはまだ赤き真実で確定していない。封印を破るも自由。破らぬならバトラ以外が生きてたことにし、手紙を置いた人間を差し替えてもよいだろう。
Exactly, but will we do that is the question.
そうね。お兄ちゃんだけでなく、お母さんたちの死体だって赤で死亡は確定していない。実はみんな死んだふりだったってことにしてもまだ全然問題ないわ。
そうだ、全くうろたえる段階にない。要はエリカの封印と手紙を置くトリックを矛盾させぬよう手を変えればいいだけの話。
We're going to land in a problem and I just know it in my gut.
ゲームマスターに許された手の一つだわ。
しかし想定したシナリオをその途中で変更することは物語に歪みを与えることもある。まだ第一の番を終えたばかりという段階を思えばあまりに痛恨の一手。
Yeah, that's why I'm like, a lot of proofreading is required. So basically, the games are more like a D&D campaign if you think about it. In this case.
どうやら自陣深くに駒を刺されたるはバトラの方だったようだな。この紛れ込んだ一コマはブーツに入り込んだ一粒の小石のように今後一歩一歩歩くたびに違和感と痛みを与え続けることになるだろう。
Oh boy, and it will probably lead to what we saw in the
こ
beginning.
の一粒の小石バトラを殺すやもしれぬ。
God damn it, Battler. God
まだ
fucking
ロジ
damn
ック
it.
エラーと言える段階ではありません。それに遡って封印したのにそれの報告が遅れたこちらにも過失があります。ですからこの手紙の登場についてバトラさんも遡って筋書きを書き直してくださっても結構ということです。
I think she's provoking him on purpose.
遡って書き直すとは。
なるほどな。俺がこの手紙を置いたとするなら、俺が密室に封じられた時点でそれは不可能なんだ。となるとこの手紙もここに現れてはいけないことになる。
そうです。ですから
その小さな矛盾の修正をどうかしてもらえたらと思います。
I think this is part of the plan.
今私たちはここでこの手紙を発見しました。それをなかったことに、あるいは他の内容にシナリオ変更していただいても結構ということです。
It's okay, Batter. You can control Z. You can simply just control Z.
テープがあるだけでフルドエリカにはこの程度の一手が可能です。
This is what you get for using pack. For just giving you a break. It's tape.
皆様方。
Damn, what a dirty move. Well, what else would I expect from Erika? Then why did you give her the tape? I made a promise with Ranor too that we'd both play all out and mercilessly. I mean, yeah, sure, but you could have at least have had some caution. Some. Oh boy. Battler just wanted to be nice and this is what he gets. Yeah, it's true. I'd been planning to make Battler actually alive, and then to have him slip out the guest room, resulting in his disappearance and in the placement of the letter. However, if I revise the scenario now that my move's been spotted, it'd be the same as admitting that it was spotted. Even if I have to be stubborn about it, I don't want to admit that I was seen through here. I don't want to acknowledge a pathetic plot change where I tried to sneak out of the guest room and break the seals. I want to change over a different trick so that the letter will be placed and my corpse hidden while still preserving the seals on a guest room. I think that will be hard. It doesn't really have to be me who places that letter. I can still revise the logic without contradictions. Can you?
しかしバトラさん、手紙は何とか置けても。
Yeah, you can't use Battler anymore.
その後の自分の死体の消失はどうするのですか？
Exactly.
客室は密封されています。
The only option you'd have is to say that the Battler in the guest room is not Battler. That's the only option you have left.
たった今から用意しなくてはロジックエラーを起こします。
Exactly.
まだ時間はある。ギリギリまで考える。くそ。
With a painful laugh, Battler unconsciously scratched at his head.
とにかくこの手紙はそのままでいく。
Oh my god, my guy, you're digging your own grave. You are digging your own grave. You are digging your own grave.
はい、すみません。客室が封印されて
Having
ると
seen
矛
the
盾するので、
start
はい、変
and you
更します
know
な。
that he fucks up. Sorry.
今更言えるか。
Sorry, didn't mean to speak over him. Seeing in the beginning that he did fuck up, like, I'm sure there's more to that scene later in the very beginning with the wedding and whatnot, but this is like watching a train wreck in slow motion. You know it's happening, but you can't stop it, and it's agonizing.
一本取られたと認めるのと同じことだ。まるで天井裏に隠れてる忍者の気分だな。蹴取られて槍でぶっすり刺されたのに、痛みに耐えて槍の先の血をこっそり拭い、痩せ我慢でいい。ここは痛みを蹴取られたらまずいんだ。
バトラさん。
But she knows.
なあベアト、今の俺どんな顔してんの？きっとかつて俺との応酬で痛いとこ疲れた時にお前が浮かべてたような。くそ。
You got stepped on your feet. Beato couldn't think of anything to say. Useless words of comfort would only get in the way of Battler's thinking now.
かつてのお前ならどうする？俺を散々苦しめてきた密室の数々を生み出したかつてのお前ならどんなトリックで密室から俺の死体を消す？
Beato trembled and groaned. The old her had been an expert at closed room tricks. If only that memory, that power could be revived, she would be able to help Battler. There's still time to think. There's still time. Nice going, Erika. That was a dirty move. You kind of did it to yourself, though. You kind of did it to yourself. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. I can close up the stream for today. I can wrap up because 30 minutes won't be enough for the next scene. So, God, I love my new hours for streaming Umineko. It's like 30 minutes sooner, and it gives us so much time to read things in peace and to actually talk about shit. So, anyway, let me save. I suppose we're going. The next part will involve Erika investigating the corpses in some way. So. Oh, this is a bad music. This is a banger, so some shit's about to happen here. And I'm scared of what it will be. Oh boy. Oh boy. Battler is in a pickle. And I definitely don't want to make the next stream take that long. But yeah, let me switch over to the chat. And let's take the desktop audio off. And get the BGM track back on. Oh, that's a bit too loud, so there we go. Okie dokie. This will be it for tonight. And boy, I am, like I said, I am so happy with my new hours. Technically it's my oldest hours. It's like the hours that I used to start streaming. But the thing is, when I was reading starting streams at 8 p.m, like the waiting room at 8 p.m. in my time, and then coming in 15 to 20 minutes later, technically we'd lose half an hour by discussions, recaps, and talking and whatnot, and that would make stuff a bit more difficult to, like, it would force me to rush and to constantly check the clock to be like, oh no, I have to go to bed, I have to wrap up sometime. But now I feel like in these past streams where I started streaming at 7:30 p.m, it honestly feels like the scenes are so perfectly cut. They are so, like, all streams thus far have ended at a very good time because of this, and I feel like I can comfortably talk, read in peace, and I don't have to be like in panic. I still obviously look at the clock because, like I said, I need to be careful not to go too far in the night. At least where I currently live right now and where my workplace is. When my boyfriend and I manage to move to a bigger place, then I'll have an additional room and then I can stream for longer in there. Although I wouldn't stream that much longer because, you know, I want to sleep. That's it. I hope the new hours are working for you guys as well. I know 7:30 p.m. my time is difficult, especially for those who are in America, and when it comes to algorithm and recommendations, I kind of have the feel that the YouTube algorithm has nuked me to all hell. And honestly, even though I've been enjoying reading Umineko on YouTube, I'm starting to consider that I might take the streams back to Twitch, because I think it's better if I focus on one platform for growth, especially now the time is like so much more vital for me to effectively grow on any platform that I am on, because I'm going to start working as a freelancer, and streams are like a way for me to engage with my community, right? Well, there's also the Discord server. For those who aren't in the Discord server yet, let me just insert the link in the chat, and you guys can get the link. Oh, the streambot isn't working, is it? Oh, the streambot isn't working. How nice. Then hold on. Then let me just copy paste the link. Invite people. The bot isn't working for some reason. The Stream Elements bot. Then here it is. Here's the link to the Discord server. Anyone who hasn't come in, feel free to come in. If you don't get access to the server right away, just know that it's on manual that I manually check who joins and who agrees to the rules, and then I give the role manually to have access to the whole server. I mostly do this to avoid the potential of spam and bots, bot raids or hate raids in the server, just to minimize misbehavior, basically. And also because the server is small, I don't have additional mods yet, so better to keep things a little bit manual for the time being. Okay, now let me see for the time when we can do another stream. Just so anybody knows, I will finish Umineko episode 6 on YouTube. So for the next few streams, until I finish episode 6, the streams will still run on Twitch. Sorry, on YouTube. But after I finish episode 6, I'm strongly considering moving all streams back to Twitch because it's pretty important for me to have a good rhythm there. And I think having 2 streams a week there works relatively solid. I'll still play around with the stream hours a little bit because, like I said, the time zone makes it a bit difficult for my viewers to come to me, and apparently, according to the to the analytics in all websites, basically the majority of my followers and audience people are all Americans, or at least are all in North America or South America. Some are even in Japan. There are actually not many people in Europe to actually follow me, or at least engage with me. I still have Europeans, which is great. I'm always happy when I have more people in my time zone. But although this hour works for me the best, I might do some guerrilla streams here and there sometime in different hours for me and also for you. But let's see, the next stream I think will be on the 17th of August. I hope I can finish episode 6 by August or September so that I can start moving the streams back to Twitch in a more regular schedule. It would still be in a bi-weekly schedule. I would still rotate between like one game and then Umineko and then another game and Umineko and stuff. Unless I manage to some way build in a 3rd stream a week. But honestly, thus far I'm pretty satisfied with 2 a week. But we'll see. But yeah. Don't forget, next stream Umineko will likely be on the 17th. Otherwise, all my next streams will be on Twitch. So on the next Tuesday and next Thursday. Next Tuesday I'll have art stream as usual. I think Tuesday for art streams work best for now because then it's also like the beginning of the week, so I have more energy to spend in art. And next week on Thursday, on the 10th of August, I'll be continuing with Yakuza, or I might be doing an open lobby stream. Maybe I'll do a Guilty Gear Strive. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. And since I can't really rate anybody on YouTube, I'll be going offline now. So thank you everybody for coming. I hope you had a good time with today's stream, and I wish you all a good night. Don't get deleted. And please be mindful about giving little hackers packaging tape. With that said, stay hydrated and bye bye!